Hello students, in today's lecture we'll begin with the fourth unit, which is controlling. So controlling is another important and last function of management. It is essential feature of scientific management, and it means ensuring work performance according to plans. So once a plan is put into action, control is very necessary to measure the progress, to uncover the deviations from plans, and to indicate the corrective actions. So what is controlling? Actually, the real meaning is that, as I said, that it's the last function of management. The first function is planning. Of course, we have in detail learnt about planning. So controlling means what? To see whether everything, all sort of work in the organization is done as per the plans. Okay, so this is kind of monitoring the performance, or you can call it as evaluating the performance of all the employees, so that it becomes easy for the management to find out where are the deviations. That means whether we are succeeding as per the plans, or whether we are lagging behind, or are there any loopholes or any errors committed by the employees. So that is easily detected in this function. Okay, so controlling ensures that an organization also, another meaning of controlling is that it ensures that the organizational resources, that means the financial, physical, all sorts of resources, human resources, are being used effectively and efficiently for achievement of organizational goals which are predetermined. And of course, controlling function also pays attention towards it also looks into that all the resources of your organization are not wasted, because as you know, the resources are very scarce. It takes a lot of the management has to take a lot of efforts to assemble the resources. It may be physical, financial, or human resources, and lot of amount of money is spent for assembling these resources. And therefore it's duty of the employees to see to it that these resources are not wasted and they are utilized at their optimum. So controlling functions helps you to find out whether these resources are effectively used, whether there is any wastage, whether all people are working as per the predetermined goals and plans. So this function becomes very important, so that we can assure ourselves that whether we are proceeding the work of the organization as per the planning plans, or planning done by the management. Okay, so by means of controlling, the manager makes certain that the organizational objectives are accomplished as per the plan. Then for this, what is required is that managers should have a clear understanding about the concept of control process. Then only he can effectively make use of it. Now one by one we are going to see what are the definitions. So you can see two definitions. First one is given by Knowles and O'Donnell. Controlling is the measuring and correcting of activities of subordinates to assure that the events conform to the plans. That means whatever activities are undertaken in the organization by the subordinates, they are done as per the plans. Okay, so measuring and correcting. Okay, so you measure the activities which are done, and if you find certain deviations, certain mistakes, then you can correct them. Okay, next definition is given by G. Terry. Controlling can be defined as the process of determining what is to be accomplished, that is the standard, what is being accomplished, that is the performance, evaluating the performance, and if necessary, applying corrective measures so that the performance takes place according to the plans, that is in conformity with the standard. Okay, so what does controlling do? It finds out what you have achieved, that means what subordinates, what sort of work they have done, what they have achieved, whether it is as per the standard laid down, then whether their performance has been improved, if their performance is also evaluated, and if it is found that their performance is not as per the standard, then corrective measures are taken, so that your plans and your action goes hand in hand. They should go together. Okay, you should not lag behind in your process of controlling. Okay, so for example, now your production target or production standard is set as 10 products per day per worker. Okay, so every worker should see to it that he will work for 8 hours and he'll produce 10 products. Okay, so 10 products is his standard performance. You should achieve that standard performance. Okay, so now in this next step, that means we are going to see what is meant by controlling process, or how does the function of controlling works. In that, first one is establishment of standards. Now what are standards? This is the first step where standards are the guiding points, and which help you to make achievements or it becomes easy for the management rather to make comparison with something, isn't it? So standards are guiding points which help the management to make the comparison between actual work and standard work. Okay, so whether we are, that means whether the management is proceeding further successfully or it is moving backward. So standards help you to find it out, the gap between where we are and where we want to go, what is the actual performance and what is the desired performance. Okay, so unless and until there are predetermined standards in respect of quality, quantity, time, etc., anything, so actual performance cannot be compared and controlled, and therefore for effective control standards must be let down. Okay, so standards should be accurate, they should be precise, acceptable, and workable. That means whatever standard you will set for the employees, it should not be too difficult for these workers to achieve them, nor the standard should be too very easy for them to achieve them. Okay, so also these standards should be very flexible to adjust with the changes in times to come. So if you don't have standards, what will happen? The controlling process will become unrealistic and ineffective. Okay, so now as I was talking about the example, that for example in production department one worker is being asked to produce 10 products per day, that would be his standard performance. That means if he achieves 10 products, it's very good. Okay, if he achieves more than the standard performance or more than the standard set for him, that means suppose he produces 11 products, 12 products, his performance is excellent. Okay, okay, but if he performs less than the standard, for example a worker produces 8 products instead of 10, then there is a deviation of 2 products, 10 minus 8. Okay, so what is the reason? That means why the worker was unable to achieve the standard performance of 10 products. Okay, so there's a gap or a deviation of 2 products. So there may be certain reasons for that. That means the first reason may be that the worker is working very slowly, or he is having a lot of disturbances in between, because of which he is unable to complete his target. Or it may happen that there was a machine breakdown, and because of that, that worker was unable to complete 10 products standard performance within the specified period of time. So there are number of reasons. Okay, so you need to find out the reason behind that particular thing, and then you have to take action, that what is the reason for deviation of 2 products, and you have to see to it that the reason because of which that deviation has occurred should not repeat tomorrow again, next day. Okay, so you have to take the care, the management has to take the care. For example, the machine was not working, or it all of a sudden it came to a standstill, and for repairing of that machine, the worker had to waste 2 of his hours for the same, and therefore he could not produce 10 products. Okay, if this is the reason, if you found it out, then next day what precaution you are going to take? You have to see to it that your machines are in well condition. Whenever the workers are working on machine, you should not that machine should not go for breakdown, or it should not stop all of a sudden. So repairing and maintenance work has to be taken care of. This is what we learn from this. Okay, so next day your machine is ready, and the management has taken full care that the same mistake is not repeated again. Okay, now next day if the worker works and he produces 10 products, then what we can say, that that worker is successful in achieving the standard production of standard performance of 10 products per day, working for 8 hours. Okay, so that is very good. That means as per the plans we are proceeding further. So this is all about controlling functions. So first part we saw how to establish the standards, what is meant by standards. Today I mean, with the help of example itself I explained you that what is standard and how efforts are taken by the management with the help of implementing controlling function to see to it that the standards are achieved by their employees. Okay, now the second part is measurement of performance. Okay, now this is the second step of evaluation of performance. Management has to measure the actual performance, and the quantitative measurement should be done in those cases where standards have been set in numerical terms. Okay, now for example, I just now gave the example of production department. Here you can quantitatively decide the production targets: 10 products, 20 products, 15 products. Okay, so the number helps you to decide the standard very easily. You can measure the performance also very easily in quantitative type, but in case of qualitative it becomes difficult. For example, qualitative performance with efficiency, how you are going to measure the efficiency of an employee, his morale, isn't it? So this is qualitative work, it can't be quantified. Okay, so direct personal observation, inspection, these are the methods which may help the management in this respect. So therefore, I mean, for example, you want to check the morale means the attitude of the employees towards the organization, whether he is having a positive or a negative attitude, right? Now here there is no any scale to measure this qualitative feature, isn't it? So if you are having a positive attitude, you will definitely have a good bonding towards the organization, you'll work sincerely, you won't mind working long hours rather, right? So these are the signs which shows that you are having a positive morale towards organization. In case of negative morale, if you are having certain complaints, grievances, in working in that organization, or towards your superiors, towards your boss, then what does people behave? I mean, if you are having negative attitude, your action itself speaks about your negativeness, isn't it? So you will not work sincerely, you will give so many excuses for not doing the work, isn't it? You keep on complaining, you quarrel with people, you talk to them in a negative manner. I mean, I'm not interested in this job, this organization is not a good organization. Okay, that way you start negatively expressing yourself. So this can be identified with the help of personal observation. Your superior can observe these people and find out that whether their morale is positive, negative, whether their efficiency is good or not, their effectiveness. Okay, so these are all qualitative things, but of course you have to measure them, isn't it? So in case of quantitative things you can easily measure, but qualitative is quite difficult. Therefore certain methods of indirect methods you can call, you have to go for it, because management is all about people, and you must learn how to observe people, how to read their faces, and how to come towards a conclusion. So from expression of people, their feelings, their actions, it speaks a lot, right? So that can be one of the method of measuring the performance of an employee. Okay, so that was the second point. Now moving towards the third point is comparison. Now here what do? You compare the actual performance with the intended performance. Okay, so when after evaluation of performance, you need to compare it with the standards which are decided by you, so that you can find out whether there is any difference between the standard set and the actual performance. If the if the deviations, it is called as deviation, the difference between standard and actual performance. Okay, so if deviations are very serious, then they should be brought to the notice of top management. Then the performance is according to expectations, then there is no any need to necessity of controlling. That means if your people are working as per the plans, if they are achieving their desired goals and their targets are achieved within a specific period of time which is being set for them, then there is no need of controlling as such, isn't it? So you, as per your expectations, people are working, isn't it? So comparing of actual performance with standards is important step in controlling process. Coming back towards our earlier example, when we said that 10 is the production target and 8 is the actual performance, isn't it? So what is the deviation? There is deviation of two products. Okay, so that way you'll have to measure uh, actual and standard performance. Okay, then the last point over here is corrective action. Now this is the last step in controlling process, where if you find certain deviations by comparing actual performance with the desired standards, then definitely corrective actions are taken to prevent their occurrence in future. As I told you, that means a fellow or a worker was unable to achieve his target of 10 products. There was deviation of 2 products. The reason behind it was the machine breakdown, isn't it? So management will look into the matter and see to it that the same problem will not be occur tomorrow, because again tomorrow you are having a you're having the standard performance of 10 products. Again you will go back to work by for producing 10 products, isn't it? So the same problem should not be occurred every day. So this if the management finds that there is a vast deviation or a difference between the actual performance and standard performance, then certain important decisions are taken, like improvement in working methods, giving training to workers, changing the standards. Okay, so from case to case the variations or the corrective action will be changed. Okay, and it depends upon the specific reason for deviation. Okay, so corrective actions are actually taken for better performance in future as the works get completed, and once it is completed you cannot correct it, so therefore at that moment when the deviation occurs, you should take the action. Okay, so as I said, the variation should be reported promptly to avoid the loss, and will help the concerned authorities to take timely corrective action. Okay, so before the times, time is gone, nothing can be done, isn't it? So within time itself you should have controlling function, where you should ensure that people are working as per the plans, and within specified period of time your work is being completed. Okay, so this was the controlling process. Now in next lecture we'll look at the techniques of controlling. Okay, so with this I end with today's lecture. Thank you.